All right, there are a lot of feel-good guides on the internet telling you that any way you want to modify your car is the right one, and that you should do whatever you feel like to make you happy. That's not what this is. Hi, I'm Ian from 3Piece, and if the player haters ball was going on, I would dethrone Silky Johnson as player hater of the year.
I hate you, I hate you, I don't even know you.
Today's video is going to talk about why your car build probably sucks, how you can prevent that from happening again in the future, and the key parts of building a properly cool car. Before I offend all of you for the next 10-ish minutes, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button so I can convince everyone on the marketing team that this was actually a good idea. And if you want us to rate your car builds, add them to our gallery so we can check them out and give you some feedback, as well as you can help others dial in that perfect fitment. Now, let's get into why your build probably sucks. There's a whole bunch of reasons for this, and they're all over the place, but they boil down to two categories: lack of planning and lack of execution. Lack of planning first, because this is probably the easiest one for us to explain. You know when you go to the car meet or your own garage, if you're guilty of this, and you see the red car with yellow brakes, chrome wheels in the front, black and machined in the rears with a drag pack, carbon fiber aero, and a black roof. All these parts on their own are so cool, but you put them together, and this thing looks like Ronald McDonald's clown whip that he's driving through the McDonald's drive-thru. Simply put, this happens when you keep seeing cool parts on the internet and make adult money so you can spend adult money on your adult hobby and keep buying this cool stuff. Well, it's cool in a vacuum. That's what we say when it's on its own. But when you combine all of it together in one package, nothing matches and it looks like hot garbage. Fortunately enough, this is an easy fix. And I'll tell you how in a bit later, but we're gonna talk about your lack of execution, because this is another piece to the puzzle. Sometimes you have the best intentions and plan properly, but when it comes together to actually put everything together, you just simply f it up. Whether it's being rushed to install parts before an event, or putting half of what you intended to install on, or not dialing in things because you just want to get them done, whatever, just take your time, bro. Ease into it. To even just picking up the wrong shop to install your parts. Executing poorly can take an otherwise well thought out and well planned car build and turn it into a smoking hot dumpster fire. These two concepts go hand in hand. Now let's flush them out a little bit more. And first up, we're talking about how to plan your car build and why you should do it. There are about 10 billion car parts available online these days, and all of them look cool on their own. Almost all of them, that is. And when you first start modifying your new car, you want to put all of these parts on at once. Hold your horses, kiddo. Before taking out your mom's Amex or clicking the checkout with a firm button, it's time to open up everyone's favorite tool, Google Sheets. If you didn't learn how to use it, go now. There's probably a YouTube video out there. Break your car build down into these categories: engine, transmission, suspension and brakes, power, wheels and tires, exterior and interior. Once you've done that, pick a few parts from each category and set a goal for each. Like engine, you want to make 400 wheel horsepower. For the transmission, you want it to be streetable but to never have a clutch slip. For the wheels and tires, you want something that performs equal street and track duty, and so on. Make sure that these ideas are congruous with each other, that they fit together and are possible. It's not possible to make 1100 wheel horsepower on stock bottom end and hook on a street tire. Time to come back from La La Land. Thanks for arriving. At this time, it's also important to define theme and theme colors for your car. Your car should have no more than 3 colors or shades on it. As an example, if your car is white, your wheels are bronze, and your calipers are red, that's it. Your seats can be red to match your calipers, your badges can be bronze to match your wheels, but for the love of God, do not go and start adding orange accents because you think it'll look like you just won a race. It won't look good, and please don't do it. We've seen it time and time again.
No! God, please, no! No!
Once you've defined some goals and some parts for each, it's time to methodically start checking these off. Buy the parts in stages that make sense with you. With engine mods, for example, make sure you get your catback and downpipe at the same time, so you're not doing twice the work to install them. This same thing goes for front mount intercoolers and a new front lip, which the bumper has to come off on both to install. Better to do it once than twice, which brings me to my next point. Stop being impatient. Slow down.
Slow down, baby.
TikTok brain rot and instant gratification have hyped up car building because everybody wants everything right now, installed, ready to go, minute they click the buy button. All of the best car builds will pile up mountains of parts in their living room and make their significant other furious for months. All this before installing it in one fell swoop. We aren't done with the player hating. All these shitty ass TikTok car builds you see at your local car meet, buy the part, bolt it on, realize it doesn't work, buy another part to make it work, and continue down this vicious cycle. Just don't do that. Be patient and plan your build out. Don't just buy odds and ends because your paycheck hit and you want to feel that dopamine rush. You also want to make sure you understand why you are buying each part that you are, what complementary parts they require to install or use, and if they're a good option for your goals. Just because you see a brand online and you like the way their parts look or perform doesn't mean they're in sync with your goals. Planning your build like this keeps you from having the eternal project car that never gets done, which is rich coming from me, considering my GS is in my backyard still and Jake's GTR is just about 30 feet that way in a warehouse with no motor and an LS in that warehouse over there. And oh my gosh, dude, just someone help us finish that build, please. Now, we understand why it's important to plan your build and what that goal is. We need to talk about execution. One of the biggest traps car people fall into is I need to build it for myself mentality. Guess what? Unless you're a mechanic by trade, you probably suck at building your car. I'm not saying don't install your own parts because I know y'all will flame me in the comments for that. I do it myself. There's no problem with that. I'm saying unless you have a great reason to do so, there are tons of people more skilled than you who can do a better job. I probably could do heart surgery if Chris Fix made a YouTube video as a guide, but I'm gonna trust heart surgeon more than I trust myself. Much like the planning stage, impatience drives this. You get that new suspension kit, that new exhaust, etc. and so on, and you just want to install it now. Well, when you're 50% of the way through and realize you have neither the tools nor the knowledge to do it correctly, you either slap the rest together like the best you know how, break the product and blame the manufacturer. This happens so much more than you think it does. Or take it to a shop and have them unfix your mistake, which of course will end up costing double because they'll just be laughing at you the whole time. From the mindset of building your car, identify a reputable shop. Not the cheapest one, not your boy's shop, a reputable shop that specializes in your vehicle's goals. Don't take your Subi to an LS shop because your buddy's a tech there. Have a conversation with them about your car, your long-term goals, and what they can do to help. Buy some parts from them. It helps to strengthen the relationship between the two of you. And if they make some money on the parts, they're much more inclined to take their time and do extra work to make things happen just the way you want them. Having a shop to do assembly on your car means that if something goes wrong at any point, they know what to look for and where to look, and especially can offer insights and advice on how to improve your build that you may not have known. Lastly, we need to talk about balance. Everything you do on your car needs to have a sense of balance with each other. If you add power, improve braking. If you put wider tires on, add mechanical grip with suspension upgrades. If you add a front lip, add a rear diffuser. It's important to balance your car out with upgrades in each category so that not one thing leaps ahead of each other and bounds ahead of the rest. Unless you're building some shitbox missile car, in which case ignore this entire video. But if this helped you and you want to see more videos like this, drop a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to upload your car to our vehicle gallery to help others dial in that perfect fitment. Again, I appreciate the video. Thank you for sticking around for the Player Haters Ball. My name's Ian. Throw your car in the comments. We do a Why You Should Buy series. We have a built series, which we want to see more cars in the built series. So send me an email if you want to be on our built series. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one.